Just think about how exciting it would be to get such news that could change your life. Feeling your heart race with dreaming, waiting, and being pumped up. Think about how quickly that happiness could turn into sadness. That was the difficult path that the world recently learned about from the late journalist, author, and mother, Jenna Bush Hager. What seemed like the most wonderful news ever started it all. A new addition to Jenna's family was on the way. Her beautiful pregnancy announcement was a symbol of optimism, promise, and fresh starts, and her fans and viewers rejoiced with her. But, as we all too frequently discover, life may throw us a curveball when least expected. Bear with me for a moment because the tale of Jenna's pregnancy, the happiness, the expectation, and the sadness, teaches us valuable lessons about love, resilience, and the precariousness of life. As a mother of two beautiful children, Jenna Bush Hager's joyful face brought joy to people all around the country as she announced the news. She wasn't just giving another celebrity an update with her statement. All of us were reminded of how precious life's major moments are in that fleeting instant. She was very open and honest about the joy, anxiety, and anticipation that accompanies the anticipation of a new life entering the world. Her happiness shone through as viewers witnessed the emotions of her loved ones, the mirth of her children, and the poignant moments shared away from the cameras. The story had an enduring quality that made it easy to connect with and understand. Still, life was subtly preparing for an unanticipated chapter, concealed behind the smiles. Like every pregnancy, this one had its own rhythm and set of feelings. But for Jenna, there was also a heavy dose of nostalgia and hope. She talked frankly about the ups and downs, the hopes for stronger sibling relationships, and the fantasies of joyous family reunions. Because of her honesty, she gained many admirers. She brought to the forefront the shared experiences of many of us, the joy, fear, and excitement of the unknown that accompany even the most private of life events, like becoming pregnant, even when they are in the spotlight. And just as everything seemed to be falling into place, the unexpected started to subtly make its way into the plot. A sudden, unseen threat on the horizon that had the potential to alter the course of events. What followed was unfathomable. It was Jenna who broke the news of her devastating loss. The arrival of the kid she had longed for had slipped her grasp. The news shocked her listeners and resonated with everyone who has ever experienced love or loss. Her words were honest and open as she conveyed the raw feelings of loss, bewilderment, and emptiness. Still, something extraordinary was contained in her remarks. Even in the face of adversity, there is a flicker of strength and tenacity. An inspiring example of how the human spirit can overcome adversity, her bravery served as a reminder of this. But Jenna's journey was filled with more than just sadness. Unexpectedly, this turn of events would resonate with all of her supporters. Jenna was fortunate to have an incredible support system around her after suffering such a devastating loss. Many individuals, including friends, relatives, coworkers, and fans, came out to offer their sympathies, share their own experiences with loss, and reassure her that she was not alone in her struggles. At these times, we come to understand that the links we share with other people go beyond mere friendship. These are essential. Jenna's candor prompted many acts of generosity, understanding, and unity while also allowing thousands to contemplate their own stories. From the pain, something lovely started to blossom as the messages of support came pouring in. Despite the tragedy, there is a surprising rebirth of hope in this story. At this point, Jennifer's story takes an even more unexpected twist, one that nobody anticipated. Glimpses of hope emerge for Jenna even in the midst of unfathomable sorrow. Life, she found via writing in her notebook, having meaningful conversations, and relying on her family's love, is fragile, but it also offers chances for healing and progress. Even though grief can feel overwhelming at times, her tale shows us that through it all, we can find the things that matter most. Everything we hold dear, the people we love, and the memories we will always treasure. The bravery Jenna shown in going public with her tale has done more than anything else to turn her tragedy into a lighthouse, showing the world that good things can come out of terrible places. However, her adventure was far from over. Just beyond the sadness, there came a pleasant surprise. The recent announcement that Jenna Bush Hager made has left her followers on the edge of pleasure and sadness, igniting a storm of emotions that has touched the lives of millions. Jenna, a national television personality known for her honesty, openness, and passionate storytelling, had joyfully announced her pregnancy, a time of joy, celebration, and expectation. Tragically, the happiness was cut short, and her admirers were stunned and grieved as well. During her visit on the morning show, Jenna made the announcement, and her joy was palpable in her warm smile and luminous presence. She broke the news to her co-hosts and the audience while her eyes welled up with tears of joy, describing the excitement and anticipation of welcoming a new life. This announcement has a very personal and relatable quality to it because Jenna's fans have loved her for years for both her career and the honesty and transparency she brings to her public life. The joy, however, was short-lived. The tragic turn of events that Jenna's subsequent revelation of her devastating loss brought about was completely out of left field. This news carried a heavy emotional burden. In the midst of her fans' elation at the pregnancy news, she tragically suffered a miscarriage, a highly personal event that impacts innumerable families around the world. Jenna's candor about her loss highlighted the unfiltered truths of pregnancy, showing that many stories have periods of sadness, doubt, and anguish beneath the happy ending. Jenna's reaction to the loss was moving and motivational. She showed vulnerability by openly sharing her feelings, which struck a chord with her listeners. She talked on how life is precarious, how twists and turns can happen, and how strong one must be to overcome obstacles. Amidst tragedy, it takes fortitude to share one's tale and find comfort in the support of loved ones. Her remarks were a blend of sadness, contemplation, and quiet strength. Messages of support and affection flowed freely on social media. An outpouring of sympathy, anecdotes about comparable situations, and respect for Jenna's bravery in discussing such a delicate subject ensued on social media and other venues. Trending hashtags like #JennaBushHager, #PregnancyLoss, and #Courage in Grief brought people together in a shared experience of loss. The loss itself saddened many people, but what really struck them was Jenna's remarkable capacity to turn a very personal tragedy into an opportunity to connect with and assist others. Publicly talking about a miscarriage can be a powerful and healing experience, according to experts. The shame and taboo surrounding miscarriage are being broken in part by Jenna's choice to speak out. By being open and honest, she helps those who have been through the same kind of loss to feel less alone in their sorrow. Jenna has brought attention to the complicated truths of life by recounting both the joy and the tragedy, demonstrating that the two emotions frequently coexist. The chain of events, from the announcement of her pregnancy to the devastating loss, highlights the humanity beneath Jenna's public character for those who have followed her life and work. It serves as a gentle reminder that famous people, for all their success and glory, are human and subject to the whole range of human emotion. Her stories touch people because they are honest and she isn't afraid to be vulnerable, which mirrors human emotions like hope, joy, disappointment, and loss. Jenna kept getting messages of encouragement in the days after the news broke. Everyone from friends and coworkers to fans and acquaintances sent their best wishes, flowers, and notes of support. A lot of people have said that her candor has made them more courageous and forthright about facing their own traumatic memories. Although her loss was deeply personal, the discussion it sparked has had a domino effect, allowing others to find solace and empathy via common ground. The world is reminded of the precariousness and unpredictability of existence through Jenna Bush Hager's journey, which begins with the excitement of her pregnancy announcement and ends with the shock of her heartbreaking loss. A profoundly human story, it weaves together themes of love, optimism, tragedy, and perseverance. Jenna has turned her personal sorrow into a moment of community empathy by being strong and transparent. This demonstrates that even when we lose something important, we can still find ways to connect with others, understand each other, and recover together. Despite the obvious sadness, Jenna's bravery comes through, and her admirers are encouraged by her openness, honesty, and resilience. Sharing one's truth, whether in happiness or sadness, has the potential to move people, and her tale is proof of that.